So the Patapsco lies singing and swinging his town, I know. So have another beer, sit down, I'll tell you more. Folks work real hard, but they're doing it right. Cause when the sun goes down, they're gonna party all night. I'm talking about Baltimore. Yeah, Baltimore.
It's time for Be More Good News. And tonight we're going to hear all about the deep caring of our city and how we help to raise each other up during some hard times. I think our city does it best all around because we're not only charming, but we care. So let's celebrate all the caring in our communities that make a difference. And you will hear so many differences that we make. So I'm going to hit you up young. Okay, so now you kind of have a personal story of be more people, helping other be more people, and promoting each other. And it's a fun little story of meeting with Matt Muirhead, who is an exquisite artist. Miss Bonnie just loves him, and she introduced me to him, as a matter of fact. So shout out to you, Miss Bon. And of course, Young found a way to hook it all in, to have kind deeds being done, and take it to rocket science. So I'm going to leave you to hang for this story. So go ahead, Young, tell us how you did that.
Welcome to another segment of We Are Smaltimore. This is Young Tang. This week, I have the honor of introducing you to my friend Matt Muirhead, who is a local artist that's very prominent in the Baltimore arts community. I recently had the pleasure of bringing Matt and a couple of friends and family on a tour of where I work at the Space Telescope Science Institute, right here in Wyman Park in Baltimore. One of the things that drew me to Matt and his work was that he really loves space. And I noticed that from a lot of his works that feature the James Webb Space Telescope, Hubble Space Telescope, and other important NASA missions. It just so happens that where I work, we actually operate and manage the James Webb Space Telescope, including all the flight operations, the data management, and the science planning. Seen here with my colleague Michelle, who flies and operates the Webb. She talked about what steps it took to commission and how long the entire process took for the spacecraft to get to where it was going. She gave us a tour of the mission's operating center, where we do fly the spacecraft directly from those consoles there. The next step of our tour, I brought him down to meet my friend Joe DePasquale, who is a visualization specialist. Joe has a very special job. His job is actually imaging the data that we get from the James Webb to create all the beautiful pictures that we see produced from NASA. Since Matt is such a big fan of all the things that James Webb has produced, it was natural that he was going to be a big fan of Joe's art. Matt came prepared with a print of one of his favorite works featuring the James Webb Space Telescope, but really there was a surprise in store for him. And as it turns out, Joe is actually a big fan of Matt's, and Joe actually has the actual painting that Matt wanted to give him a print of. That was a really cool moment that I got to experience, and that really is Smaltimore.
Oh, that's you, Young, bringing us all together in ways that we can never imagine, and that's just what I love about all us Baltimoreans, or which is it? Anyway, so wordsmith, philanthropist, performing artist, influencer, lover of Be More, and now also you had a great shot of you and your friend there at the BSO. It was beautiful. Anyway, so you never quit. And I know that you already have some new project because I haven't probably talked to you for 5 minutes. So you've probably created a new one in that time. So what's up? Tell us about your latest project and anything we can do to help.
Well, the great thing with my latest project is it's not just something where I get to, I want to say, live out my passion like I love to do, whether it's music, whether it's theater, whether it's community work. But this is a play that I have coming up that the theme of the play is sexual health. And it's going to be for a conference that focuses on sexual health, where we're really trying to raise the youth up to just protect and be safe for sex. And so they reached out to me. The name of the organization is R&D Associates. And they asked me to create a play that some of my youth actors can star in to perform at this youth conference. Now, it's not going to be, I would say, anywhere as big if you came to the Purple Tape and you've seen that, but it will star a lot of my kids that you saw in that particular play. The thing I love about this was this isn't a typical play that I've ever written at any time of my life, or this type of subject or this type of theme. And so even when I was writing it, it was a challenge, but I even conferred, with my girlfriend Kelly and just asked her some things from a woman's perspective, just because it's going to be just about an all-female cast again. And I just want to make sure, one, the dialect's correct. I'm saying things in the right way from a woman's perspective, and I'm not offending anybody. I treated it no different than I would do any other script. I'm researching, but my research was through my girlfriend, since I had a good woman right there next to me to help me out. So excited about doing this piece. We actually start rehearsal tomorrow at New Song Academy. We're bringing on a new student who has a little bit of acting, I would say, history with him. He's a 14-year-old kid named Maurice. There's actually only one male role in this play, and he's going to be playing it. So he's got a lot of weight on his shoulders. So I hope he's going to be ready for that. But I just like the opportunity to continue to challenge myself even this late in my career, I would say, and to just continue to meet different people in the Baltimore community who are doing great work, and that see the value in the work that I can do, So though this is a conference, I think appreciate the fact that they want to add this theatrical element to where they feel it would probably relate more to their audience that are coming there. So it's not just lecture the whole time. So I think I'm glad that it has the double effect. It's entertainment, as y'all know, but it also has an effect where it's going to help our community, and not just our community, but our young community, our next leaders, those that are growing up right now, going through adolescence, the whole nine. So I would say that's my piece that I'm currently working on, that I'm passionate about, that I get to do what I love. It also helps my community at the same time.
So will we be able to see this, or is this just a private viewing?
It will be debuting on October 20th. I don't know the venue yet. I'm not in control of that side, but once I get that information, I'll definitely let y'all know, and would love to have y'all in attendance, because anytime it's the kids, the youth, I want to raise them up to the highest level. So the more people we can get in the building to just appreciate the work that they're putting in, because we only have from September 26th to October 19th for the kids to learn all their lines, you know what I mean? Get the play. Yeah. Yeah. So they only had 6 weeks, the last play we did. So I know they're up for the challenge, but this one is even tighter with the window, but it's a lot shorter play, I would say, as well. And it doesn't involve any big props and things of that nature. Really, the dialogue and the acting really carry this piece. So I'm looking forward to it.
I'm assuming it's not a musical.
No, it's not a musical. It will have a musical number at the very end.
Okay,
but,
that's awesome.
Yeah, at the very end to kind of put the cherry on the top of the piece. But it's more, I would say, a drama. So the kids are really going to have to dig in for this one.
Yep. But you know what? With you at the helm, they cannot fail. Absolutely. And don't you just love now that we're finally really using the arts for everything that they belong in? Because the arts are just the cell for everything. And now we have more social justice. Here you are informing, educating, it's a beautiful way to do it. So, yep, like I say, don't talk to Word for 5 minutes and he's got a whole new project going. Okay.
All the time.
Yeah, all the time. And so I know Miss Bonnie we'll try to make sure once we hear how to get the word out, so we can get a really healthy audience here to help support a project like that. And I'm quite sure you can find other directions to take it once it's done too. Who knows?
Definitely. Yep. Like even with the Purple Tape, have a great conversation on Wednesday with the Reginald Lewis Museum. They're going to be opening up a new exhibit. Believe it's sometime, I think, late October, but it runs all the way to January of next year. So they're interested in having the Purple Tape play as a part of one of they're having like a hip hop culture exhibit that's a part of, it's called Vision and Spirit. That's what it's called. And they have a hip hop culture section, and they would like to have a performance element to it. So Wednesday, I'm going to try to get more details and kind of see what it all entails, because it could be a residency for these kids to where from October to January, they'll be performing this play for everybody who comes through to see the exhibit. So I'm excited about that as well, because I told my student actors, I'm definitely going to go hard for y'all and try to find more opportunities, so some of them are starting to come to fruition now between the play that's debuting on October 20th. If all goes well with the museum, they'll be doing that as well. So they're going to be busy along with doing their schooling.
That's okay. Busy's
That's
good.
right. That's right. That's
You
right.
know my
Get
story.
used to the life.
Yep. If you know my story, if you want a job done, ask a busy person. Remember, you were like, that's it. So that's fantastic. Now, Word, you kind of have made a couple of Miss Bonnie and my dream come true, because we have talked for a number of years about wanting the Reginald Lewis to kind of do more and to include more and to do these kinds of residencies and really showcase the people. And so a new exhibit is thrilling, and then to bring the youth in, because I think they just have so much space. And I'm hoping somebody out there hears this, because the space that they have there could be great for you to use for rehearsals and places and shows and everything. So yeah, so this is the beginning.
This is the beginning. That's how I look at it as well. So I have honestly no relationship over there up until now. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to getting it. Not so much for myself, but more for these kids and giving them another opportunity. Because the play, we did it at the school that they go to, and we had great audiences for them. But I want to get them to have experiences to be in other venues and have other experiences where you're doing a piece for a couple months, just like a real play. You know what I mean? It runs for a couple months. So I want them to truly have the true, I want to say, experience. Being an actor, being in a play, being casted in a play, and having to commit yourself for 2 to 3 months of doing that play, sometimes even longer.
Yep. Absolutely. Oh, I'm so excited. Well, keep us posted, and you keep us posted. We'll try to keep everybody posted, because that's really something that I've wanted. Bonnie and I have talked about this for a real long time. So maybe we can hopefully hop in and get involved too. So, but thank you. You make our dreams come true, Word.
My dream would be to get something worked out with that parking lot across the street. I know there's mass transit going down that way, but there's a huge parking lot diagonally from there, or right across. They could work out a deal for parking with the museum. That would really help a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely. Because parking is terrible over in that area right there, especially that intersection right there with President Street and all of that.
Yeah,
and President and Pratt Street.
Yeah, terrible. I mean, it's a national debt to park there, so we got to find some free parking for.
Yeah,
a lot of traffic too.
Yep. I'm excited. All right. Well, that's some good news there. All right, Desmond, you're all set. You got your tiara on. And I know that, you always see beauty through that camera lens. So tell us about some pictures that you've captured of our folks helping others along the way. And I know you were excited because you were at Artscape, and I know you probably have at least 1 million pictures there too. So what's up? Give us some good news.
Right on. So definitely Artscape was wonderful this year. It was great to see it back for the first time in 4 years, right?
3, but who's counting?
Yeah, true indeed. Right. And I was a big fan of the fact that even though we lost the Saturday, unfortunately, because I canceled it on that Saturday, there still were an awful lot of people who came out on Friday, and a ton of people I saw on Sunday there too, right, even with the rain. So a lot of what I captured was not only art everywhere, right, folks enjoying it from all different kinds of communities, right? It was awesome to see people of color in them streets, right, who weren't just on the stages performing, like people walking the streets, like seeing what else is out there, right, interacting with artists and vendors and stuff, and seeing what they could do themselves. I ran into a lot of people I knew, and got became friends with a bunch more. Ran into some artists I knew who had set up shops there. It was fantastic, kind of vibing with them, being able to talk about like how photography either could help them out, right, either by me like taking pictures of some of their products, right, as well as like having different kind of views through the lens that they may not have with their kind of visual representations of some of their own art. There were some very heartwarming and touching moments I had with some of my friends there, right, particularly some of my artist friends who were working in Artscape. One in particular who was feeling extremely overwhelmed and put like an awful lot of pressure on themselves, right, to be able to get there in time, make sure that they had everything they needed and stuff, and they were running into various setbacks and they're feeling that stress. But our conversation seemed to bring them back down to earth, kind of refocus a bit, right? And a thing I tend to do, so sometimes the segment is, and one of my nicknames is tiaras and tentacles, or tentacles and tiaras, because I oftentimes have a tentacle in my pocket and a tiara on my head.
You just happen to have those things
just
handy. I understand.
I assume everyone else does too. Like I have a sack full of, that usually is a sack full of tentacles, like a few feet away from where I'm sitting right now, as a matter of
I
fact.
have the tiaras, the tentacles I'm short of. Go ahead.
Right on. But since I buy these in bulk, I also give them away in bulk. And as just kind of a way of connecting with them, I was like, hey, you know what? I know you're having a rough time of it. What is it? Remember to breathe, and have this tentacle as your guide, basically, right? And they were overwhelmed and quite enjoyed it, and it helped kind of refocus them on a lot of different things. I ended up
I
talking
love
to
that.
yeah, cheers. What is it? Ended up talking to a person who's a haberdasher who makes hats, and they do their own signature styles, really, really, really slick, right? Baltimore based. And looking to kind of get more of their message out there, and we're working on a thing where I can take pictures of the hats themselves and maybe some people wearing them and stuff, and kind of get that message out to say, like, Dapper is back, and even if it's not back, who cares? You should bring Dapper back into your own life, and here's a way to kind of flex it a bit, right, without having to break the bank to do it. So super enjoyed Artscape, and actually a little connection to words slightly. I went to the BSO's free concert that they had on Sunday. Managed to secure a bunch of tickets for myself and a friend and her family who joined me. It's fantastic seeing the full orchestra there. They brought in, gosh, it was a Harlem dance troupe who danced to some of the music
I
they were
love
playing.
them. Oh my gosh.
So flipping good. It was so dang good. And they brought in some of the youth orchestra in there who sat like second chair to
How did we
most
miss
of the other ones
that?
there. It was one of those things. They quickly mentioned that there was going to be a concert, but they had like enough space for giving away free tickets, and that happened like real quick, right? You had to basically be there at like noon to go get the tickets, and then the concert was at 3.
Next time,
Fantastic.
get me one. Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll do. Like they didn't have any problem. Like I could have got like as many as they wanted, right? And that they managed to get a lot of people in there, but with the weather being not the best, right? They didn't fill the house, so they were like, "Hey, whoever wants to come in here, come on and do it." It was a fantastic show. I ended up meeting one of the youth orchestra kids who said he'd been playing for like 3 or 4 years, and this has been his passion, and it's something he wants to carry on with. And his performance on stage was unreal. It was fantastic. Like they even gave one of those kids a solo on there too. It's like, what is even going on? But yeah, it was fantastic to see that. I was kind of expecting word to kind of pop out there and start to kind of like
he can't be everywhere, but he tries.
Yeah, I assumed he's been figured out cloning technology, so he can be everywhere at some point.
That's his next play.
Where it's his next play. So
he's teaching the youth how to be everywhere.
For sure. Yeah, ended up running into some other folks after the performance, and we're looking to kind of get together from. They work for. Oh my goodness, I think it's HUD. I think they basically are kind of an urban development and kind of urban empowerment group, right? Who are trying to make things better, and we're gonna try to figure out how in the world we can work together to make things a little more impactful for the folks that they serve too. So it's good times.
Yeah, well, again, give you a short while in any festival. So I think you're like, the character Will Rogers from years ago. He never met anyone he didn't like, and I'm pretty sure that's you. So when you said you met people you knew, I knew you also met people you didn't.
100%. Like I gave y'all the very, very short version of my time at Artscape. I didn't even talk about my time at Repticon on Saturday. That was a whole other thing, but blah, blah, blah.
Well, here's what I'm always going to say to you. Keep wearing that tiara and keep it giving out those tentacles.
Yeah, gotcha.
I love it. It works. All right. We're spreading the word. So that's beautiful. Thank you so much, Desmond.
Cheers. No worries.
All right. So Chris is going to tell us about Baltimore rising up in the face of adversary, of course, in the past. And he is going to tell us the story of our very darling, famous Bee Gaddy.
Thanks, Judy. Have you ever bought a scratch-off lottery ticket or played your birthday or anniversary on the Powerball jackpot? We've all dreamed about winning the lottery, but have you ever thought about what you would do if it ever happened to you? Well, since this month on Be More Good News, we're celebrating those who give back to their community, I want to tell you the story of a Baltimore woman who overcame unimaginable challenges and helped change the lives of thousands of people, and how a $250 lottery ticket win changed the course of our city's history. B. Gaddy grew up in North Carolina at the height of the Great Depression, under the constant threat of poverty and violence. After experiencing homelessness for a period of time while living in New York, Miss Gaddy came here to Baltimore in 1964. At that time, she was a single mother of 5 with very few prospects. But her spirit was not broken, and with support from Project Home, she enrolled in classes at Catonsville Community College in Baltimore County, studying mental health and human services. She would go on to earn a bachelor's degree from Antioch University in 1977. Back in 1981, more than 40 years ago, she bought a lottery ticket and won $250. Grateful for her own good fortune and mindful of others who might be struggling, she decided to use those winnings to serve a Thanksgiving dinner to 49 of her East Baltimore neighbors. Since that day, B. Gaddy's Thanks for Giving campaign has become a Baltimore tradition around the holiday season for countless individuals. The event feeds nearly 3,000 people on site each year, and another 50,000 meals are sent out to those that can't be there in person. Miss Gaddy herself continued to expand her charitable efforts while continuing her education, eventually earning a master's degree. In 1999, she was elected to the Baltimore City Council. The B. Gaddy Thanksgiving Dinner has been operating in Baltimore for more than 40 years, and donations are still being accepted. You can visit www.bgaddy.org for details. The B. Gaddy Family Centers still provide assistance, including food and other items, to neighbors in need throughout the Baltimore region year-round. Sadly, the Mother Teresa of Baltimore died from breast cancer in 2001 at the age of 68. But her commitment and her dedication to her life's work lives on, calling on all of us to, quote, share with those that are not as fortunate as we, care for the young children, and help our fellow humans to stand tall with pride and dignity. Judy, back to you.
Wow, you're a little hard to play. Can you top this with on that one? I mean, do you feel the love? Yep. And that's what we have here. And that's what we got to keep spreading. So now I know that people tell me all the time they want to help, but they don't know how to, or how do they find out? How can they reach out to help someone? So Miss Bonnie, we're going to charge you with telling us how can we help some people, and tell us a little bit about ways that we can go and serve our people here in Baltimore.
Well, there's lots of volunteering opportunities and lots of fun too. Now we're going to have some free trees and some free books and teen tennis for free. And that'll help people get in the mood to start giving back. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Okay.
Good plan.
Hi, Miss Judy. Hi, guys. I'm really grateful to be here. I never took the time to unpack that statement. There's so much going on, and the city, the world, the weather, everything. And to be grateful is really a way out of a lot of stuff. And it really works for me. And I'm really grateful to be here. I mean that sincerely. It took a lot.
I don't know if you mean that metaphysically or metaphorically or all
everything.
We'll leave that alone.
Everything. It's really hard out there now. So I think volunteering is the very best way to take care of yourself. Mm-hmm. I really do. I think it helps 100%. You feel better about everything when you volunteer. So here we go. The Maryland Book Bank Bookmobile has Call to Action, and they hooked up with Amazon, who gave them $25,000 as their Prime Video Thursday Night Football for Good campaign. There's some free books for the kids and the teachers, and you watch for the Bookmobile on television at Thursday Night Football, and then around Baltimore neighborhoods and in the schools. So I think that's pretty good. And then we have Project Place. Judy knows about them. You can donate to them, and you can volunteer Wednesdays and Thursdays from 12 to 3, 3601 Old Frederick Road. They give away clothes, nice clothes, to the community, and volunteers sit and lend an ear Anybody who feels like talking, telling them their troubles or wanting some resources, they just go there. They get a whole new outfit and they talk to somebody, and maybe they'll make some friends. And a lot of it is due to loss of employment and not finding affordable housing. That's pretty much what they're focusing on right now. And now we got the Baltimore Tree Trust. 124 trees were planted in Northwood this fall. I mean, the end of the summer. And then 75 tree wells were built, and they're going to put trees in those in the spring, and that's going to be in Mount Vernon. And, you know, with all the global warming, and they say the cities really get the brunt of it because of all the cement, and the neighborhoods that have more trees do a lot better. So volunteers from the Chesapeake Bay Foundation and Domino Sugars, right? Domino Sugars.
That ass, yep.
Are going to kick off the oyster gardening campaign. They're going to plant 35,000 baby oysters to clean up and filter the inner harbor and our river and our bay. This is all this stuff is for volunteers and for people who need some help. And Center Stage is going to have Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill extended until October 15th. So everybody can get to see that. And the Chocolate Rocky Horror Picture Show at the Creative Alliance, October 5th, 6th, and 7th. And wouldn't you know, beer and ballet is still with us. I can't believe it.
I can't unite the two, but that's all right.
Seems all the local breweries are in the show now, and Baltimore loves its microbrews. But there's nothing micro about a ballerina who loves her beer. I just can't figure this one out. So Wednesday, October 4th at Checker Spot, Thursday the 19th at Union Craft, and Wednesday the 25th at Ministry of Brewing. And there's a lot more of them, and it's all on our Facebook page. Now, this is really cool. Girls Rule the Court. It's a weekly program beginning in October, Tuesdays and Thursdays, age 10 to 13, 4 to 6 p.m. The Friends of Patterson Park and the USTA Mid-Atlantic, that's the Tennis Association, free to all, promoting health, wellness, teamwork building, and self-esteem through tennis for young girls aged 10 to 13. I think that's pretty cool because it's fun.
Absolutely.
And the Movable Feast is having, there's an AIDS service organization. They're having their 30th annual Giving Back by Dining Out. Now, 30% of your dining goes to them, 30%. And I think that's really generous. 30 restaurants, especially in this day and age, because people aren't going out to eat as much. But now you can go out and 30% goes to the Movable Feast. And it's called Dining Out for Life, From Plate to Purpose, treating chronic illness with food as medicine, because they do specialize in giving healthy food when they cook for all the people that are homebound with AIDS. They really, really try to make the food a healing experience. And then September 29th to October 8th, the Charm City Fringe Festival. I think Desmond knows about it. And I don't mean to call you out, but it's the weirdest thing I ever saw. And
Right on.
Let's figure out what it is.
Yeah, so I've known about the Fringe festivals happen all over the United States and all over the world. I've never actually been able to make which is awesome. I've never actually been able to make the one in Baltimore. However, I ended up getting befriended by a person who's going to be who made a play for it, and so I'll probably be attending like him and his friends event for Fringe Festival and checking out what it's really all about, and probably getting recruited to be a part of it at some dang point. But yeah, it's good stuff. It's good.
It's going to be a unique building. It's in the Bromo Arts Tower, which is really cool. It's like it's only like one little room on each side and an elevator going up and down. It's you got to really use the elevator a lot.
That's awesome. That's good. I didn't realize it was in the tower, Bonnie. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's what it says. And then the dress code: express your rebellious high school self.
Oh wow! I can
I
yank
think
out
when
my
I didn't wear socks to school. I don't know. It's a showcase of incredible masterpieces that make us stand out in a world full of mundane adulting.
Well, that does sound boring. Don't let me ever be that, please.
We want to see the pictures, Desmond. And Friday, October 6th through October 8th, the Fells Point Fun Festival, the 57th annual, Baltimore's longest running festival. And they're going to have artists and makers, musicians, and all regional artists, is what they said. And no rain invited, please. Okay, and then the Poe Fest International is going to have Wordsmith and Chris Real, two people we know very well and love. They're going to be there. And it's 2 days of books, music, art, and the Poe House Black Cat Ball, the 174th anniversary of his passing, of Edgar Allan Poe's passing. There will be awards honoring our next generation of artists, writers, continuing Poe's legacy. So I think we'll learn more about that from the people that are going to be in there, right? Wordsmith, and then Chris.
And Wordsmith is going to be there, I believe. Am I right, Word? At 11 o'clock. Is that 11 o'clock is your time that you're going to?
Which day?
I think October 7th.
Nah, it's on that Sunday. I think it's the 8th. It's the second day. Yeah, the second day of the festival.
And which place are you going to be? In Westminster or in the Westminster? You don't know yet?
Yeah, that I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, well, let us know. Put it on the Facebook page when you find out.
Yeah, I'll definitely let y'all know.
See, we know all these famous people now, don't we, Miss Judy?
I'll tell you. Oh, we do.
Okay. And October 21st, Saturday, 7 o'clock, is the Great Halloween Lantern Parade. Ooh. And that's one of my favorites. It goes all through Patterson Park, and they wait until it's dark out, and it's a light parade. And they get out all these huge, huge installations with lights in them. Like my favorite is the jellyfish. I love the jellyfish.
And you can see Miss Bonnie all lit up too, a little more than her normal.
Yeah, we're all lit up, right, G?
We put on lights right from head to toe, exactly. So anyway, you got to come to that.
It's really nice. It goes all across the park. Sometimes I get lost. I don't know how I do it, but I end up losing the parade.
Even with all those lights on.
There's a costume contest at 4 o'clock for the kids. They'll have pop-up performances, arts and crafts market, and you get to make your own lanterns if you come early enough, around 3:30, 4 o'clock. And so that's it. And I'll see you around the neighborhood making some more good news, okay?
Absolutely. And so I want to do a little shout out to a couple of donations that Miss Bonnie and I have been involved in to let everybody know how simple it is. If you even have a group that you work with, whether you teach a group, somebody in the community, in the case of a book club that I belong to, I don't let a group go by without telling them that if each one of them just brings in one coat that's in good condition, we got a coat drive. And I started that last year. We had 100 coats. Okay, so Miss Bonnie and I also collected school supplies. We got them around to Hamden when Hamden Family Center closed. And we also took them to Pivot. That's a group that works with female prisoners that are now out trying to get back in the world. That is not an easy thing for them to do. And Pivot works directly with them to help them become independent citizens. And so we want to help support them in any way we can. Also, we're going to be doing a Thanksgiving dinner when Chris talked about Bee Gaddy. So we're going to try to be little mini Bee Gaddies, and we are going to be working on a Thanksgiving dinner for a church called Good Shepherd. And we will also be running another coat drive this year. We also serve at the Baltimore Station. That is a homeless shelter for men, again, trying to rehabilitate themselves. So we had a fun dinner. We usually sing and dance for them, which is a little bigger dessert than most of the groups provide. And this year we're going to be doing a cookies and caroling party where we make all the men bags of cookies and sing off key. To them, they really like our songs. But we give them a card. And a card, right? We give them a card. And honestly, some of those men have said that's the only Christmas card they ever get. So anyway, just like Miss Bonnie said, and Buddha said it before you, is that when you help someone else, you always raise yourself up and help them. So we hope we've given you some good news about good deeds that you can do to serve others. And so, because remember, you're from Baltimore and we care. So remember, there's no better exercise for your heart than reaching down in there and lifting people up. You'll get good cardio that way, I promise. So until next time, be more kind, be more love, and be more good news.
Way down on the shores of the Patapsco lies a singing and swinging his town, I know. So have another beer, sit down, I'll tell you more. Folks work real hard, but they're doing it right, 'cause when the sun goes down, they're gonna party all night. I'm talking about Baltimore.